Many states are beginning to reopen their economies this week, a move applauded by many who are severely impacted by the economic damage from the shutdowns. However, others are pushing back against the move. Here to discuss this further is Florida's former Lieutenant Governor, Jennifer Carroll, who is also a spokesperson for Maggie's List. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning.
So Florida began implementing its phase 1 stage of the coronavirus recovery on Monday, with Governor Ron DeSantis saying it's time to focus on facts, not fear. As a former lieutenant governor, how do you see this playing out in your state?
Well, the state of Florida has really rolled this out into phases. The first phase was in Northeast Florida, where the beaches opened up a few weeks ago. And we didn't see a massive outbreak of the coronavirus extending beyond what we saw flattening the curve. And then Georgia, our bordering state, opened up for businesses, and we saw a number of Floridians going to Georgia to get personal services like their nails and their hair done. And now Florida's seeing that this is an opportunity for us to now reopen Florida and its businesses. So the governor is methodically moving forward in areas where we've seen a reduction and totally flattening the curve. For example, in Florida, we've seen a reduction in the hospital admittance of 28%. ICUs have gone down 50%, and since the middle of April, and we see our ventilator use go down 32%. And Floridians want to get to work. They are entrepreneurial in their hearts, and we know that capitalism is going to be what brings us out of this economic slump to get our economy rolling again.
And I think you make a great point, because every state is different on the number of coronavirus cases. Now, President Trump, he remains focused on getting the country back to work despite roadblocks and partisanship. The Trump campaign even came out with an ad that focuses on the American comeback. How are Republican candidates across the country, such as those supported by Maggie's List, reinforcing this message in their own races?
A couple of things with Maggie's List is that we support candidates throughout the country. And a couple of things that we need to keep in mind is that in order for President Trump to have the support needed to get our country back rolling again economically, is to maintain the Senate. We have great candidates like Kelly Loeffler, Martha McSally, Shelley Moore Capito that will be running for re-election. And on the House side, we have great candidates like Lisa Scheller, Shell Farley out of New York, Young Kim out of California, Rosemary Beshe out of New Jersey. And these are business women who knows what it means to cut a paycheck. They know what it means to run a business. They know what it means to have government bureaucracy get in their way for expanding and growing their business. So we are supporting these women candidates, conservative women candidates, that will be able to bring hardcore solution to the table and not put party over politics, but make sure that they are speaking on behalf of the middle class that have been left behind by the Democrat-run House. And they will bring about a perspective from how they have run their businesses and the solutions that we need in this country to reopen and kickstart this economy so that business owners can get back to work, that they can hire more people and give better benefits to the individuals that they hire.
You mentioned paychecks. Well, President Trump said the next coronavirus relief bill must include a payroll tax cut. However, we know House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, she opposes that idea. How will the president's proposal help the economy recover from the job losses we've seen in recent months?
Well, the payroll tax cut, I don't know why the House is pushing back on. Actually, I do know why, because they're not going to be receiving monies in their coffers of taxpayer monies that they can just lavishly dole out to their special interest groups. And with the paycheck tax cut, what the president is looking at, he wanted this in the first phase of the stimulus package that came about, and that didn't happen. And he's saying that in this next stimulus package, if we have that moving forward, it has to be in there. What that means is that this is going to be a withholding that will be able to go into an individual's pocket, that the monies that would normally be taken out to go to the federal government, whether it's $30, $40 per paycheck, that will be money that is in the hands of that worker. And for the business owner, that employer, that will be money in their hands so they can either give additional benefits and compensation, whether it's an addition to a 401k plan that they have for their employees, or they can hire somebody else because now this is a little bit more money that they have to expand their business and grow. But the concept that, well, money will not be in there for the FICA tax collected. Well, money has been in for FICA tax collected throughout the years. And the Congress have rated that money to the point where they're saying by 2030 it's going to be no money left. So the bottom line with the Congress is stop wasteful spending of other people's money and truly give back a tax credit that is not going to be onerous to the employer and the employee down the road. The CARES Act does give a provision for this payroll tax cut, but it's only a deferred payment. So down the line, you're kicking the can down the line, so it will have to be paid. What the president is looking at is to not have this payment as a burden on the employer and the employee when it comes time for this tax to be taken out of their paycheck.
We'll have to see what comes about from all of that. Again, former Florida Lieutenant Governor Jennifer Carroll, thank you so much again for your time.
Thank you.
And we will have more top stories for you right after this quick break. Stay with us. You're watching One American News.